JRD Coffee, Tea and JRD from Tata Stories 40 Timeless Tales to Inspire You, written by Harish Bhat. The legendary former chairman insisted on excellence. The early achievements of Air India are a testament of this quality of JRD. An excerpt from Tata Stories 40 Timeless Tales to Inspire You, authored by Harish Bhat, the brand custodian of Tata Sons. JRD Tata was the founder of Tata Airlines, which went on to become Air India. Way back in the 1940s and 1950s, this airline was the first Indian global entity, proudly taking the Indian flag to international skies. In 1948, Air India inaugurated its first international service from Mumbai to London, a proud moment for the country. JRD was determined to make Air India the best airline in the world, notwithstanding the fierce competition from a host of other global airlines. For him, this was essential because Air India was not just an airline but a proud carrier of India's image across the world. During the inaugural international flight, on which he also flew, he watched carefully for the reactions of passengers and was greatly relieved when everything went very well, including landing in London right on time. He said, "It was for me a great and stirring event. Seeing the Indian flag displayed on both sides of the Malabar Princess, that was the name of the aircraft, as she stood proudly on the apron at the airports of Cairo, Geneva, and London filled me with joy and emotion." Thereafter, he was obsessed with making the airline special, and he knew that this required the highest standards of customer service and excellence. He told the airline's employees, "I want the passengers who travel with us do not have occasion to complain. I want to establish that there is no airline which is better liked by passengers, that is safer and more punctual, where the food and services is better, and which sets a better image than Air India." As early as 1949, with constant attention to every small detail, these aspirations were coming true. In fact, the Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, wrote to JRD Tata on 7th May 1949, specifically complimenting him on the high quality offered by the airline. Nehru wrote, "This is just a brief letter to express my great appreciation of the quality of the Air India international service. I have now travelled on 4 occasions between India and England, and the more experience I have of it, the better I like it. I think that Air India International has played not an unimportant part in raising the prestige of India abroad. So, congratulations." Air India soon became legendary for its punctuality. Legend has it that people in Geneva in those years could set their watches to the time at which the Air India flight flew over the city. In those initial days, JRD would fly one of the aircraft himself once in every 15 days. During these flights, he would insist on such high standards of accuracy that other pilots tried to dodge flying with him. The historian R.M. Lala tells us that on one such flight, JRD asked his co-pilot, Captain Vishwanath, for the ground speed. 145 miles per hour, replied Vishwanath. JRD was not satisfied. He took out his slide rule, worked out his own calculations, and responded, "It's 145.5. Those were the standards of accuracy he expected if the airline were to keep perfect time. JRD Tata's Blue Notes were extraordinary in their attention to detail and relentless push for excellence in all matters, big and small. After every Air India flight that he took, he would send these Blue Notes to the management, summarizing his observations, including encouraging comments and scathing criticism. Here are some extracts from his notes in the year 1951 after he had flown Air India to Europe and back home. Chairs. I found on VT Dar that some of the seats recline much more than the others. As a result, those seats are more comfortable. I suggest that all our seats be adjusted for a maximum reclining angle, except, of course, the rearmost seats which are limited by bulkheads. And even more interesting is this note. The tea served on board from Geneva is, without exaggeration, indistinguishable in color from the coffee. I do not know whether the black color of the tea is due to the quality of tea leaves used or due to excessive brewing. I suggest that the station manager at Geneva be asked to look into the matter. Because of such meticulous attention to detail and excellence, Air India topped the list of airlines in the world in 1968 as per a survey done by the Daily Mail London. When Singapore wanted to launch an airline, now Singapore Airlines, Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew advised his team to study the high standards that had been set by Air India. Ratan Tata, writing in a beautiful commemorative book where many Air Indians have offered tributes to JRDTata, said of him, "Many of us who knew Joe, that is JRDTata, intimately knew that Air India was as important to him as the industrial empire he headed. While he led the Tata empire with distinction, Air India was his personal creation and personal passion. He built it and it became the airline recognized by many international carriers as the gold standards of service. No other enterprise in the country enjoyed that type of international recognition. His personal quest for excellence, his attention to detail, and his ability to keep abreast of new technologies relating to aviation and the airline business provided the leadership that made Air India an airline of choice and gave it true global stature. In my office for the past 3 decades stands a quote from JRDTata which guided his own actions and which inspires me every single day. He said, "One must forever strive for excellence or even perfection in any task, however small, and never be satisfied with the second best." Remember, for instance, his note on tea and coffee. Harish Bhatt is brand custodian Tata Sons. He is the author of several books including Tata Stories, 40 Timeless Tales to Inspire You. This is an excerpt from the book. Thank you.